Hi, guys. I know you're wondering who this is. Where's Kennedy? But it's Keosha Oshay, and I'm here taking over and leading this episode, this quick, brief episode, here at the Aspiring Polymath podcast. So I would like to introduce my girl, Kirsten Mans. She's here with
Woo! Oh, I'm sorry. I should have waited. I'm gonna
no,
let you.
go off, sis, go off. And then also we have the host himself who's cruising today,
Hmm.
Kennedy.
Cruising. Why cruising?
Several rounds.
Cruising, that's a good thing. You're being able to like rest for this episode.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Handing over the reins.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think okay, makes sense. You have a really good podcast voice.
Oh, thank you.
I
Thank
can't wait to hear it. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm trying it out here. I may be a guest again one of these days. You guys never know.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're trying to run me out of business, Kyosha.
People are gonna be like, "Where's that girl?" Like, I
right?
want to
Yeah.
I like her voice. I want her to speak to me in my car.
Yeah.
exactly.
But yeah, what y'all got drinks with y'all tonight?
Not yet. No drinks yet.
I don't have a drink yet. I'm drinking on some lovely water. But Kirsten, tell us what.
Um, Sorry, I'm drinking for all of us right now, and I'll take us all out for drinks after this.
Yay!
Okay,
We need
okay.
this after this hard work on this
Wait,
podcast.
you can't just say stuff like that. Are you serious? Or are you oh, you're not in Dallas right now, are you?
When I drive into town, I'll drinks on me. I'll buy a round of drinks,
Okay.
which is hopefully soon in a few weeks or so. So look
Yay!
forward to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So speaking of drinks, though, I guess I'll segue that into some more drink conversation. What's your favorite type of wine?
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say favorite type of alcohol, but okay, that works too. My favorite type of wine is it goes back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's Pinot Noir and sometimes it's Cabernet. It
Mm-hmm.
goes back and forth. Right now, I'm kind of in a Pinot Noir kind of mood.
Yeah, I like both of those. What about you, Chris?
Um. Right now, my favorite wine is a nice cab. I've been picking that up at the grocery store pretty often. But I mean, I do appreciate a nice Pinot. So, but right now in the season, it's a Cabernet for sure.
I think for me, I really been turned up off the rosé these days, and I didn't care for rosé before until I tried. I think it's called, or how you pronounce it is Corte de Roses, something like that. Has a rose engraved on the bottom of the bottle, and that's such a feel good wine. It just makes you feel so happy. Whereas I can drink my typical dry red and my Merlot or my Cabernet and enjoy that and feel soothed and want to just relax. But this wine is like feel good wine. Like you get happy. You want to dance around, enjoy life. So I really
Yeah.
like that wine. Going into the new year, I'm gonna make sure I have a few bottles.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few bottles of that wine.
Something
Kyoto
I've
put it
been
on.
something I've been doing a lot lately is like I get a Pinot Noir or Cabernet or maybe even Merlot, and I would get one or two bottles of what's it called? Oh my god, my brain just went blank. What is that sweet wine called? The white wine that's sweet.
Moscato.
Yes, I would
Ooh.
get a bottle of red Moscato, and I would mix that. I would mix that with my Cabernet to taste, basically, depending on how sweet I wanted it to be that day. I
Yeah.
don't like wine that's too sweet, so I would just maybe like 70% Cabernet and 30% red Moscato or something like that, and it would be like a perfect tinge, just that little tinge of sweet in there. And it gives you a little bit of that feel good thing too. Whereas usually when I drink Cabernets, I'm thinking about the future and what will become of the
I
human race?
swear, I
Honestly.
Like it makes me really, really melancholic when I drink
Hmm.
red wine, dry reds usually.
Oh, I can definitely relate to that feeling,
Yeah.
definitely. But spicing it up is always good. I'm gonna have to try that one.
Me too. It sounds
That
like
sounds like a good one. Mhm.
okay. Our mixologist over here putting us on.
Yeah, it's
For
a
real.
habit I picked up after I took this wine class. It's at this place in Grapevine. It's called Wine Fusion.
Mhm.
It's like three things in one. It's a wine class, it's a wine tasting session, and you also get to make your own bottle of wine and take it home.
What? I
So
need to go there.
yeah, it's really
Mhm.
cool. I went there for a friend's birthday like 2 years ago. So what happens is at first, like they give you a taste of different kinds of wine, whites, reds. They give you a history of the wines, maybe where they're from, where the region, how that affects the taste of the wine, the vintage, what year it was made in, what happened that year. Maybe there was a wildfire in Napa Valley that year in California, and it affects the taste of the wine or something stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so they give you a really good overview of how wines work. And what's going on? I can't hear. Okay, the background sound went off for a while, but yeah, they give you an overview of how wines work typically, and how mixes work. Like a lot of the time you go to the grocery store and you buy a red blend or something and you don't actually know what's in there. And maybe it's like a Merlot, but they mix like 20% Shiraz or Malbec or something else in there. So they you really get you to get a taste of what different kinds of wines taste like.
Mhm.
And you know what, you start to learn what Merlot tastes like by itself, what Malbec tastes like. And one thing I learned there also is a lot of wineries will mix. Like, have you ever tried like Yellowtail Merlot and
Yeah,
Barefoot Merlot and
I
realized that
did.
they taste a little bit different?
Mhm.
And I never knew why. I always assumed it was just because of the vintage and maybe where the wine was grown or something. But apparently, some wineries will mix their wine a little bit. So even though it says Merlot, it might not be like 100% Merlot. And I hope my wine teacher will approve. Maybe I hope I haven't forgotten a couple things here, but they mix their wine a little bit basically, and that's what got me thinking. Maybe you can mix in other ways. And even at the class, when you mix your own wine, when you make your own wine to take home, they give you the option to choose three types of wine that you will mix into your bottle, like up to three. You don't have to do three. You can do just one, you can do two if you want. And they give you the option of three basically, and you pick what percentages you want. So I think my wine was like maybe 60% Cabernet, 20% Malbec, and 20% um, um, Moscato. I think that was what my mix was.
Mhm.
So depending on how sweet you wanted, what kind of flavors you want in there, you get to pick your own mix, and then they'll put it in a bottle for you, and they'll cork the bottle too, and you get to design like what's it called?
A
The
label?
Yeah, the label for the wine. You get to design the label for the wine and slap it on there too. It's really cool.
This is
Wow,
the
but
ultimate wine experience.
that's what
Like,
I'm
Yes.
saying. My question is to that, do they tell you what's the percentage of your wine, as in the alcohol content? Because that's what Imma need to know. Is it 14?
Uh, That's a good question. I think I might have asked that question. The teacher can probably estimate,
Yeah.
but figuring out the exact percentage, that's a chemistry experiment right there. Figuring out the exact experiment percentage. But you can probably guess. With that kind of mix, 60% cab, 20% Malbec, 20% Moscato. My guess is that kind of wine would be at least 12%, 12 or 13%.
Mhm.
Most cabs I find are about 14%,
Yeah.
maybe even more than 13, maybe like 13.5 or something. Because I find red Moscato typically is like either 12 or like 13, or I've seen one that's even maybe even 13.5,
Mhm.
depending on what the mixture is. But yeah, you can typically guess it's going to be in that range. It's not going to be anything less than 12 with that kind of mixture. Now,
Yeah.
some people had like 60% Moscato in there, and that's like a whole lot more white wine. So the alcohol content is going to drop a little bit. But
Def
unless you're a chemist, that's just a guess, really.
So then my next question is, this is random, by the way. We're just talking randomly here, you guys. Um, what are you looking forward to coming into this new year? Do you have any specific plans or any specific things that you're looking for at this new year? So
I'm
far?
looking
Hmm.
forward to traveling safely, of course, but I'm so ready to
When
escape.
has travel ever been safe?
Right.
But that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. A few friends have some trips planned, so that should be
Really?
nice. Yeah, and then I'm looking to plan my own. But
Are we going to Asia again?
are
Maybe
you going to Asia? No, I
might
don't think
catch us
so.
in Thailand. You never
Yeah,
know. Maybe.
out of the
You-
country for sure.
Okay, okay,
And then a few experiences in the woods by the lake too. So we'll get a nice mix of it all next
Lions,
year.
okay.
tigers, bears, oh my.
Yeah, I was kind of. I wasn't sure where you were going with that at first. You had me in the first half, a few experiences in the woods. I was like, okay.
Listen. Some glamping is going to be happening.
Hmm.
For the normal people out there, I'm guessing glamping is glamorous camping.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay,
There we go. We may roast some marshmallows by the fire, but we'll
We go
still do that in cute pajamas. It's gonna be fun.
and
exactly.
when you're done, you go in the cabin and plug your iPhone in the
Yeah.
wall.
Our
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
cabin with the fireplace.
There we go.
Yeah, travel is definitely on top of my list, and something else I've been trying to do for like 2 years now. Going on a hunting trip.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's definitely on my list. Camping slash hunting trip. Maybe in Oklahoma or Arkansas or something,
So
or East Texas. I know somebody that's out there.
What's in
what would you
season?
do with the
Say
meat
again.
you hunt? I said, what would you do with the meat that you hunt? Will you take it home to eat, or are you
Cook
just
it.
okay? Good,
Not
good.
even take it home. Like, well, maybe take some home, but I'm thinking we'll cook most of it there.
Okay,
Well, depending on how many deer or whatever we shoot, or I don't know.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just gave away my plan. Deer. That's my primary thing.
I already figured
All
that.
right.
I figured that, but don't be hunting the poor animals just for sport. Eat them.
No. That to me. That's just rubbish. I don't know why people do that. It's
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
go play. Even like catch and release, I've never understood. Like, why are you bothering the poor fish if you're not even
yeah. I just
if
wanna
you're not even good at like.
like really though, just let them flip around on the dock for a second, then you throw them back in the water. Why you even do that?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I've never understood that. But yeah, if you're hunting deer, like, why not even like, okay, you already shot the deer. Why would you not just go ahead and eat the
Yeah,
meat?
yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Have you ever had deer meat before?
It is amazing.
Really?
Amazing.
Really? You felt like I had it when I was younger, but I didn't feel like it was amazing. It just felt
It's
normal,
amazing.
or
It's
it
amazing.
tasted normal. I don't know. I have to revisit.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Venison is amazing. I went to this couple's home one day, like with a group of friends, and they had some food laid out. I guess they were expecting guests or something. They had some food laid out. They had some crackers, some cheese, and they had some little strips of venison out there.
Hmm.
And we kind of made like cracker sandwiches with them with the cheese. It was divine, to say the least. They said they have land out in East Texas or something, and that's where they hunt. They hunt deer there, and they bring the meat back, and they carve up the meat to into different things like sausage and
Yeah,
like strips. Yeah,
Girl, I couldn't be a part of that process. You just
why
gonna have to
not?
bring it to me.
yeah,
I don't want to see
Why?
it. I don't even want to. I don't know if I can kill a deer. Like the process
Wait,
just seems so gruesome.
yeah.
it's. I mean, I guess it depends on your point of view, like where you're coming from. Like growing up, I've seen I don't know. I can't tell you how many rams, goats, cows, chickens I've seen killed. Like probably in the hundreds, and I'm not even kidding. So to me, it's normal. Like,
Normal,
okay.
right?
I mean, where do people think their meat in the grocery store comes from? Like, I don't.
Yeah, but having to actually do it yourself, like take out the guts and stuff, I can't even do a fish. I'm gonna be real with you.
Really?
I can't even gut a fish. So I'm gonna need Tom Thumb or whoever to have it already pre-gutted
Thank
and everything else.
Yeah, I've
But
done fish myself, but I haven't done goat, ram, or cow
it's
myself.
just a lot.
I've 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 done fish myself. I've done chicken myself. But I mean, I've seen those others done like dozens of times. Like if I just saw somebody do it again tomorrow, I'd probably be able to do it because I haven't seen it in years. It's probably been like 10 years since I've seen somebody do that. So I would need like a little refresher. But if I saw somebody do it again, like right in front of me, I'd be able to do it right after. But it's really not that difficult as long as you know what to do.
Yeah.
um, Probably the most important part is knowing what to eat and what not to eat, and
Mhm.
knowing how to kill the animal and how to get all the guts and stuff out. Sometimes you could do it wrong, and maybe the wrong organ bursts or something and spoils the meat. Or if you kill the animal while it's afraid, it releases all these weird chemicals into the meat and everything. That's just bad for the meat and the
Yeah.
animal, really. But apart from that, it's not really a huge deal, especially with like fish. Like depending on who you are, there's some parts of fish that people don't eat. Like they know
Mhm.
people know what to take out and what not to. That's really the important part. They're probably things that people learn from trial and error. I imagine the first caveman gutting a fish, and after a bad bout of diarrhea, he figures out, okay, I should probably take some of this stuff out next time.
Yeah. Yeah. You see what I learned? I cooked my first whole fish like a month or two ago. I cooked my first whole fish. It was a red snapper, 2 pounds, and I had it. It was pre-gutted and everything, but the head was still on. Um,
Okay.
maybe the part towards the head was a little thicker because that's the part for me. I was like, next time the head needs to go because that's the part for me.
What? No.
It tastes like a little bit more fishier. Like the meat was done, but it was just a little bit more of a fishier taste. And I hate a fish to taste like
Oh no.
okay.
you.
I
What do you
hate it
mean?
to taste
What
fish.
do you want the fish to taste like?
I want it to taste
Does it taste like chicken?
yeah, but with a more delicate chew.
Yeah,
But
nice
I don't want it
lady.
to taste fresh out the ocean. That's why I cannot do what you call them thing mussels, oysters. Have you ever had oysters
I've
before?
had oysters.
Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible.
I won't say terrible. It's weird for sure.
It's
It's
very chewy, like a
I don't have a problem with the texture. It's just the taste is a little bit weird for me. I've
It
had oysters 2 or 3 times. It
my
tastes a little bit.
experience with oysters. I had oysters for the first time maybe a month ago, and I had them cooked on a plate and I had them fried because I wasn't sure what I would like.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
I tried one. It was like regularly cooked. It wasn't fried or anything. But I tried one off the plate, and it was just the texture was a no for me. Very much
oh no.
like a squishy taste. Not even squishy. It's like you bite into it and it's almost like spongy.
You
But
ain't seen nothing yet, Keosha.
it falls
Girl,
apart.
yeah.
And that also was the same texture for the fried one. But then it also had like this dirty, poopy flavor, seawater flavor.
The seawater part is what I don't like, actually.
Yeah.
Very, very,
Yeah,
very, very
but
Gulf of Mexico. Okay.
oh my god,
Oh, good.
I've never.
No,
Not you locating where the fish is
yeah,
from.
the Galveston Beach is what I'm saying. Very
Oh no, no, what the hell?
is that
Girl.
I've never actually had cooked lobster. Cooked oyster. I mean,
it's
like
very
I
The two or
prefer
three
the
times I've
fried.
tried it, it wasn't. I don't think it was cooked or fried, unless I'm mistaken. Like it was just like straight off the ice
I
oyster.
I think I
And
should
my
try
first
it.
time was in New Orleans last year.
Yeah,
Like if
with
you
the
already don't like the
lime.
cooked, I would advise you not to eat the raw oyster.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like the cooked version, you're
Aren't
gonna
you
hate
just supposed
the
to?
raw ones even more.
Yeah, aren't you just supposed to swallow it though? Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
once?
you just kind of slurp it.
Yeah,
Well, I like to use a spoon. I like to use a spoon to get it up, but you just gonna slurp it.
it's
yeah.
I don't
And
think
I was in New Orleans, so I was like, okay, I'm here. I can't. I mean, if I was ever gonna try oysters, it's it's now or never. So I tried it, and since then I've had it two more times. Each time I have it, it tastes a little bit better. The seawater thing is still a no no for me, but every time I have it, it tastes. I guess it's an acquired taste. It tastes a little bit better.
Yeah.
Plus, it does have certain other effects. Wink, wink.
What's the other effects that it has?
the
I'll let you figure those out for yourself.
aphrodisiac.
Oh, it's aphrodisiac?
Yeah,
Yes, it is a very famous aphrodisiac.
So aphrodisiac heighten your sex drive or like your okay.
mhm.
I know that
Yeah.
I've heard that asparagus as well is one of
Really?
I didn't know that.
I've heard of
That explains a lot. I eat a lot of asparagus when I go out. Like usually my token vegetable when I go out and I have steak is asparagus. I
yeah,
didn't know that. I didn't know.
That's weird.
I knew it was I know it's a diuretic, I think, but I didn't know it was an aphrodisiac.
I'm looking at now and it's artichokes, asparagus, chocolate, figs, oysters, spicy chili peppers, strawberry, watermelon.
Hmm.
What
Whoa.
Watermelon.
of them?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Aphrodisiacs. Wow, I didn't know. I love asparagus as well. Like I'll get that any and every time, but I didn't know that until a friend told me about asparagus. I definitely didn't know that about oysters. So I'm very
Yeah.
shocked. I guess I will never experience that side of height.
Oysters are famous for that.
Yeah. I guess is that why strawberries are so famous on Valentine's Day? I
Maybe that's where that comes from.
And they always
And you put chocolate on them
yes,
too.
I was
Chocolate
about to
covered
say
exactly.
they
strawberries.
always treat it as like the love fruit, like this romantic
Yeah.
thing. Why is it so romantic?
Yeah.
But now we know.
I'm not a huge fan of strawberries actually. I don't know.
I like
Really?
strawberries, but they
They're
have
very low on my list of fruits.
They spoil really fast. Like it's hard to
Yeah.
find one that has all good strawberries. Like a pack with
Yeah.
all good strawberries. Yeah.
Strawberries are like maybe like I don't even know. They'd probably be like number 20 on my list or something.
dang, they way up.
Real low.
They're really low. They're really low on my list.
Yeah, if I have strawberries, they have to be tart. They cannot be. I don't like sweet strawberries. They have to have like that kind of tart kind of flavor to them, because then I know that they're just fresh and they're not going bad anytime soon. They taste good with
Mm.
sweet stuff added to it, like
I
chocolate.
don't like tart strawberries.
Love it.
Mm.
That's the key.
I prefer sweet strawberries,
I think me too.
and I
Sweet.
don't eat them with anything else. The idea of strawberries with chocolate, just I don't know.
Have you ever tried it?
That's the question.
I don't. I would never eat a fruit with something else that's sweet. I'm just never gonna do it.
It's
Just
popping. It is popping.
Try
the thought of it already turns
Girl,
my stomach. It's not about the taste. It's not that I doubt that. Of course, it's gonna be sweet. You put chocolate and strawberries. Of course, it's gonna be sweet. It's what's gonna happen to my stomach after. I'm afraid of like, stuff like that. Just the idea of stuff like that just makes me nauseous. Like, why would I put? Yeah, no.
So
I
have
feel like the fruit should already be sweet. Like I'm not gonna.
so have
No,
you given egusi and jollof rice a try?
Jesus, please never speak of such things again. Please, please, please.
It's
So you would
um,
never try it?
That is an abomination that
it
should
is
never see the
not.
light of day.
It is not.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
fine.
Hell
actually pretty
no.
good. Yeah.
It's the one, and it ain't number two.
Not everything that tastes good should be done.
Why not? If it tastes good,
Thank you.
do
Not
it.
all that glitters is gold. Okay, like you
That's a
don't have
bold
to.
combination, though.
Mhm.
Mm.
He said I
No,
was no.
a goosey belongs with pounded yam. That's it.
I'm
It's,
just getting into pounded yam again. I tried it for the first time. I didn't really like it. Now, years later, I'm eating my goosey with pounded yam now instead of the rice, and I'm loving it.
the thing is, what you're eating is not actually pounded yam.
Mhm.
That's it's it's supposed to be pound. It's yam flour basically that you're eating, and they make it into this thing that you can coagulate into something that looks like pounded yam. But
Mm,
pounded yam is actually like you'd boil yam and actually pound it into shape, and it tastes so much better.
really?
Trust me, it tastes a lot. It tastes a lot better than
Same
that stuff.
video.
I mean, that stuff is a decent substitute because we're here. It's hard to get good yam.
Yeah,
Whatever, we'll use it as a substitute, but it's not. It does not compare to the real thing that was actually meant to be eaten with the goosey. So whenever you come to Nigeria, you have real pounded yam. You
probably
will
next year.
understand. You will understand why. You understand why.
That's something to look forward to.
Yeah, we have about I think about 8 minutes here.
Time is flying. Jeez. What have we
Definitely
talked about? Nothing.
We've talked about wine. We've talked
great.
about hunting and gutting animals. We've talked about pounded yam.
Yeah, a few things. So
How do you guys feel
how
about what?
go
Oh
ahead.
no, go ahead. Yeah.
How do you guys feel about women owning firearms?
They need them. They
I'm
need them.
sorry.
Yes.
We need them. I said they like I'm not a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I want one.
when are you getting yours?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I was talking to my dad and he was so worried about me getting a gun. But I told him like I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna just go to the classes because he thinks I'm just gonna be so jumpy with it. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going to go
Yeah,
train and actually because I feel like it's necessary to have one these
it's necessary.
days. With all the crazy stuff that's happening in this world and the people who are losing their minds, like no.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's this video I saw with this guy, like this lady was coming back home and like at the top of the stairs to her apartment, there was a guy standing there that was telling her like no N-word, whatever allowed here. Like he doesn't want N-word people on his property.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And this guy pulls out a chainsaw and starts chasing this woman around the apartment complex.
Where she lived. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
And luckily for her, she had a gun and she was able to pull out the gun and pop a couple rounds inside of it. And
No,
the crazy thing is, he kept chasing her. He kept chasing her for like a couple, I think she said a few minutes until he realized that he was bleeding and he had been shot. I think maybe he was in shock or something, or maybe he was on drugs. I don't know. And he didn't realize that he was shot earlier. So when he realized that he had been shot, then he ran off. Like, imagine what that story would sound like if she wasn't armed.
an-
Like that would be a horror story. That would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre all over again.
honestly. But I was so happy to hear that it ended in a good way for her. I'm glad
Yeah, that
she
could
has
have
a
ended
firearm.
so much worse. If she didn't have a gun, we
Yeah.
probably would have heard her story on the news
Yeah.
instead instead of on Instagram.
Yeah, I haven't heard that story, but it's definitely crazy how stuff be happening. Like, and it shows you the importance of women owning and being able, knowing how to protect themselves.
Yeah, R-
Mhm.
really, not just women, like just people in general.
Yeah, in general,
People in general, really.
in
It's
general.
just I only said women because very often a lot of women feel like they don't want to get firearms, maybe because they're afraid of them, or
Mhm.
I don't know whatever reason. But a lot of women seem to be afraid of the idea of even going to a gun range, not to mention
Yeah.
owning one.
I feel like some women are, they have the idea ingrained that men are supposed to protect them. But I think as we become more independent, like these days, it's definitely time for us to just learn how to protect ourselves.
Period.
Yeah. So listen, I'll light somebody up for sure. Don't play with me.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with the first thought, but it's
There's
like,
nothing wrong with men protecting us. No, no, no.
yeah, yeah.
Let me say that.
At some point, you're gonna be by yourself. At some
Yeah,
point, you can't always be with someone else. You're
Exactly.
gonna be by
yeah,
yourself at some point, and
yeah. So
it's
what do you
funny thing about the way life works is that moments like that stuff like that is gonna happen. It's when you least expect it that things like that will happen,
Mhm.
and you have to be able to protect yourself,
Exactly.
exactly? Yeah.
Exactly. So I definitely don't want to be caught lacking or slipping.
especially you, Kirsten,
What is
in the
that?
middle of prairie view by yourself.
Mhm.
Listen, I do need
That place looked a little bit creepy. When looked a little bit creepy.
it.
I don't know.
No, I know most of the people, but we do get, headlines of, oh, strange guy was on campus yesterday trying to lure in young girls to his car. So it's something that I'm trying to be aware of for sure.
Yeah,
But
Don't follow the candy, Kirsten.
yeah.
we definitely had a incident like that like a couple of days ago with someone on campus. The guy actually slashed my roommate's cousins all for her tires. He was looking
Wow.
for drugs or something like that, and they told him they didn't have them. But apparently, the cops said that he was a mental patient, but they couldn't catch him for some reason. The girl had pointed the cops in the direction that he was, and they couldn't catch him. So, but he came back, slashed her tires. When she woke up to go to work the next morning, it was
Wow.
over. Yeah,
The thing about the UTA campus is it's so open. Like it's
yeah,
so
it definitely is.
exposed.
Mhm.
Like one time I went to Campus Edge and I saw some guys that were smoking weed or something on the rooftop garage, the third floor.
Mhm.
And I don't know. They said they were leaving soon. I was looking for a spot. Like all the spots were. They said they were leaving soon. So I was like, cool. I hung out there with them for a little bit, and they seemed like pretty chill guys. Whatever. And they left, and then I parked there. And then when I came back to take my car, like two of my tires had been slashed. Like I wasn't sure if they were slashed, but it only makes sense. Like usually when your tires are bad, like I go into the car and it's like okay, the pressure is low. But I went into the car and the pressure was zero, and it wasn't just like any tires. It's like the back left tire, the front right tires. So somebody did that. Somebody did that stuff on purpose. And I basically limped my car to the discount tires on Collins Collins Street in the morning.
That was the funny.
Yeah, yeah, it was like that's like 2 miles, 2 3 miles. I don't know, 2 3 miles north. Yeah, I had to limp my car on the alternating two tires, and somehow I made it there.
Dang.
And luckily, my tires were insured, so they fixed it for free.
Oh, look at you and a
Good. Oh yeah, I would have limped over there too if I had
Yeah,
insurance.
I'm very paranoid when it comes to tires. I always have my tires insured.
helmet.
Very paranoid. For some reason, I don't know. Like I tend to pick up nails on my tires a lot for some weird
For
reason.
some reason,
Learn my
that's
lesson.
happened for me, like
Hmm.
picking up nails and stuff, and then yeah, it's crazy.
So get your tires insured, guys. Do that.
Yeah, discount tires does it for like really cheap. I think it's like $10 or
$10.
something.
Yeah, $10.
Even if you didn't buy them there, as long as they have that brand, they'll insure your tires.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, I just want to thank you guys for joining this podcast, The Aspiring Polymath, here with me, Keosha Oshay. It is coming up on time for us to just about wrap it up. So I'd like to thank my guest, Kirsten, for joining in, and also the man himself, Kennedy, for having me to host and to lead you guys in some random conversation. And if you want to join in, make sure that y'all go ahead, leave your comments on our Instagram page. Let us know how you feel about this episode or your ideas on
Okay.
hunting, gutting, um, everything. Leave your comments the new year, and we'll love to hear from you guys and to see you guys on the next episode.
Yeah, like and
All
subscribe.
right. Thanks for coming on, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Well, you can like on YouTube. You can't do it on Spotify, but subscribe or follow, share, whatever. You know the drill. And yeah, See you guys or catch you guys next time. Whatever.
Next time.
Okay, bye.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna make this episode 6.6.2. I think that's what I'm gonna do, or 6.5. I don't know, whatever I feel like. I
Mhm.
already started a precedent with the other one with 4.2. By the way, the reason why we're still here is we have a 10-minute grace period apparently that I did not know about.
Okay, 'cause I was looking at the time, I was like, it's 34 minutes. So I don't want
Yeah,
I don't want it to cut off on us and we didn't close out or anything. So,
yeah,
woo!
it just popped up on my screen like you have a 10-minute grace period before recording is stopped automatically. You can add 1 hour for $5. I am not going to be doing that today.
OMG.
So thanks for coming on, guys, and catch you later.
Catch you later.
Bye.